Welcome to my humble abode. How are you doing on this mundane Halloween? Scared, I hope. You may notice that David isn't here with me. Well, he's currently out trick-or-treating, so for his replacement, I have Bonnie. So, is there anything you would like to say to the crowd, Bonnie? You know you can say something, right? You don't need to be shy. I wish David was here. You like my Billy Joe Armstrong costume? I feel like a basket case in real life, so I thought it just made sense, you know? Back in 2017, I was scrolling on Netflix trying to find a funny movie to watch, and I just happened upon this face that's smoking a joint. And back then, I didn't smoke weed, but it still caught my attention nonetheless, and I clicked on it, and it changed my life. I gotta say it. This movie is so fucking stupid in the best way possible. Back then, I thought it was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, and I considered it one of my favorite movies of all time. Funny enough, though, I actually haven't seen it ever since, and I completely forgot about its existence until the other day when I just randomly thought of the name Halloweed, and then it just all came flooding back. I was like, wait a minute. There's a movie called that I remember watching. I thought it was funny. So I went to Google to make sure it wasn't just a fever dream. And no, it's a real movie. It was made in 2016. This is one of those funny haha spoof movies like Scary Movie. And this movie has a low budget. But pretty much what I'm saying is, this is a movie made by people who didn't have a lot of money, but wanted to make a funny movie, and they succeeded. It helps that they have the legend himself, Simon Rex. And if you know anything about Simon Rex, is that he appears in a lot of these spoof movies. And honestly, 9 out of 10 times, he's the best part of all those movies. Even if the movie is shit, he's still the best part of the movie. He makes any role he has great. So, of course, casting him in this movie enhances the movie tenfold and automatically makes it, good, at least. Remember how I said this movie had a low budget? Yeah, $450,000, my friends. That is pretty low if you know movie making. And I just really love that this is just one of those movies is not meant to be taken seriously at all, and it's just so fucking stupid that the low budget actually makes the movie much better. I've never heard anybody ever talk about this movie or know of its existence in person, so let's fix that, shall we? See what I did there? The movie begins with this animated segment of our two main protagonists driving around a lot of chaos as the opening credits shows themselves. It goes on for a little too long in my opinion, but in a way it's also like really charming. The art style is really goofy and I really like that. The song that they play in it, let me tell you, they really like this song. They play it like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie. They really like this song. It's not a bad song, too. It is actually a bop, to me at least. So if you don't like that song, well, too bad, I guess. After the opening credits, we open on a prisoner feeding the geese to a picture of one of his victims. Yeah, so far this movie's, what? The cops are behind him, and one of them goes, "Shall we let him finish?" Should we let him finish? Let him finish, for Christ's sake. And then you have all these fucking inmates in the background yelling all this dumb shit, like, "Yeah, let him finish!" It's all wild. What is going on here? He does eventually, get done, and the inmates just cheer. They go, "Yeah!" We meet our two protagonists for the movie, and they are on their way to the room of a prison where you see the guy get executed and get dead. And of course, the legend himself, Simon Rex, is playing a blockhead stoner character, and I feel he just plays the role perfectly. He just thrives on that kind of comedy, that kind of style of humor. And again, he is the best part of this movie. And we have the main lead, Trent. And Trent is not really having a fun time. Remember that prisoner from earlier who was feeding the geese? Well, that's Trent's dad, and he is being put to death, and that's where they're going. They're going to go see his dad die. That's why he's not having fun. As they're walking to the room, Simon looks at him and he goes, "Are you excited?"
You excited, huh?
Obviously, he's not, and Trent tells him no. And then Simon, he just says,
Just making conversation, bro.
when they make it to the room, they are giving out popcorn and party hats, like if this is some kind of birthday party. And as soon as they sit down, not even 2 seconds, Simon already has a party hat on and is fist deep in the popcorn. Trent, he notices and he's like, dude, what the hell? And Simon, he's...
Seriously? What? I like popcorn.
It's just so fucking stupid. They open the curtains and are presented with Trent's dad. Oh, he's also Simon's stepdad, too. I probably should have mentioned that. And the crowd goes wild, and they want his blood. And then one of the cops just makes a bet, pretty much saying that she bets he's gonna shit himself.
$50 says he shits himself.
Well, you got a deal.
Their dad notices them in the crowd and is very happy to see them. He calls on to Trent. Trent, he just kind of, cringes, tries to hide himself, not trying to be seen. But then when Simon's mentioned, he just nonchalantly just smiles, waves, and gives him a thumbs up.
Josephine? I understand.
I want to say the dude who plays Trent's dad, the serial killer, he honestly is a wonderful actor, and he hams it up to the perfect degree.
Because I fucking love it.
He goes on this big tangent. He, reveals all the people in there. He, they're the loved ones of his victims. And he goes into detail, pretty much mocking them, saying he enjoyed it. Just making them all mad, It gives me vibes like what, Ted Bundy did when he was being executed. He was, throwing out names and stuff, just trying to get a rise out of the crowd. It's the same vibe I'm getting. And this dude, he plays the role so perfectly. He just gives that serial killer, wanting that praise, that, he just has that perfect vibe. He does it so good.
You ever truly held a knife, son? Felt the power in your hands.
In and out. In and out. Best sex I ever had.
He tells them to choke on their popcorn, and he says the thought of murdering them turns him on. And holy fuck, he proves it.
Choke on your popcorn, assholes. It's the thought of murdering your deserving motherfuckers gets my dick hard, you see? Shit, he's got a big-ass dick.
I fucking lose it every time Simon says that. He then goes on a Disney villain monologue about how Trent needs to carry on his legacy. He needs to finish his work, do his job. It goes on for a minute, and it's honestly a really well-acted scene. The dude's really good. And all of a sudden, this fat-ass cowboy-looking motherfucker, the guy who's, doing the execution, I guess, walks in, and he's just like, any last words?
Seriously? I just thought I just went on about how the road's unclean, how about my son Trent's able to pick up where I left off, and
because it's in his blood, I was pretty happy.
freaking intense. I had to poop. I'm sorry.
Well, can you really blame the guy? The dude had to take a spooky dookie. The killer then takes a pot shot at Simon and calls him a pussy, and then does a whole ass mom joke on him.
Never Jolene! Pussy! You disgust me.
I hope your double-wide mother croaks in her double-wide trailer. Your mama's so fat, I told the bitch to haul ass, and she had to make 2 trips.
The crowd just laughs, and the cherry on top is Simon just does not give a fuck, and he's just like, ha, that's kind of funny.
That was a good one. Your mom's so fat. No, okay.
They pull the plug on him, and he is electrocuted, but not before getting off one more time, for fuck's sakes.
Gnarly, dude.
I must warn some who, need a warning. There's a sex scene next, but, like, it's only, like, I don't know, like 30 seconds or so. But even then, I must admit, the moaning that this bitch does is it's so fucking annoying. It's so fake, and it's just, like, if you're gonna do a sex scene, fucking do it right. Don't do this fucking bullshit. Come on. Don't do this half-ass bullshit. She then finishes and hops off and is like, oh, I'm done, and starts to get dressed. Trent, he's just like, what the fuck? What about me? She just goes on to tell him that he's pathetic. She got all that she wanted out of him. And anything he wants to amount to is gonna burn just like his crispy dad, which that was kind of rude, bitch. I mean, I don't know. That was kind of uncalled for if you ask me. But yeah, she pretty much dumps him and leaves him because he's so pathetic, I guess. After she leaves, Trent is just sitting there and he gets all these voices in his head of his dad being like, oh, finish my work. And then he hears what she literally just said to him not even 10 seconds ago. Anyway, he gets up and finds himself in front of the bathroom mirror. And of course, he's gonna get himself a nice, lovely snack. And don't forget the juice to wash it down. You can't have a snack without juice. He then stumbles his way out to the living room and collapses on the couch and pauses the TV with his dick, I think. You can do that? Huh? What? Next thing you know, Trent is waking up in this very misty place and he sees the love of his life. It's just this beautiful angel. He gets up to her, they share a kiss together, and then she just starts backing up. I know what they're going for. It's like the whole, like, oh, she's, fading away, disappearing. But you watch it, dude. She's literally just walking away from him, and he's just, like, waving the smoke like, oh, it's a little misty in here, huh? He hears her telling him to wake up and stuff, but when he eventually does, it's actually our boy Simon that's telling him to wake up. He asks him what the hell happened, and, well, I let Simon fill you in.
Well, it looks like you got really dumb and tried to off yourself, but luckily all you ate was Sandy's estrogen medication, so the worst that could happen is you'll grow some tits on your balls.
Trent then goes on to explain that he saw heaven and the most beautiful angel and everything, but Simon's just like, nah, B, you just fell asleep to this commercial. The one he paused with his dick, again, I think. And when they play the commercial, it's a big ad about this town called Mooseheart.
Because I'm an American sweetheart.
Some have called me the king of Mooseheart. A few have even bowed at my feet. It's too much.
And oh my gosh, the lighting is so bad in this scene. Why is it so bad? At least the mayor guy is looking pretty fly in that tuxedo, so I'll give him that. Mooseheart is pretty much advertised to be this small town that nobody really goes to and stuff. So Trent gets the bright idea to head down there so he can start a new life. And Simon, he's very supportive of the idea.
Mooseheart, that shithole town, better off trying to commit suicide again.
I just fucking love how tone deaf and just fucking dense and dumb Simon is in this movie. His line deliveries and the stupid shit he says just kills me every time. Fucking kills me, dude. Trent tells him that he's gonna move down there and start a new life. And Simon gets all sad like, why can't I come?
Why can't I come?
Trent invites him along, and Simon gets so excited. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go pack my white trash stuff.
Let's move to Mooseheart. Dude, let's go! Yeah? I'll pack my white trash coat. All right.
Wait a minute. Simon, didn't you say that Mooseheart is a shithole and you'd be better off? Damn, this guy can't even decide what he wants. What a clown. What do you have to say about this, Bonnie? Seriously, dude? Can you just, not say words or something? They pack their shit and leave, and as they get outside, they see Trent's car getting towed. And I just love how Trent is just so beaten down in life that he just gets over it immediately. He's just like, fuck my car, whatever, dude. We'll just walk.
No, fuck that, fuck him, and fuck my car.
Well, yeah, I guess the only way to Mooseheart now is on foot or hitchhiking. Trent, he sticks out his thumb a couple times, but all the cars keep passing by, just not wanting to pick him up. And after a little while, he tries again, and Simon, he just gets pissed. He gets absolutely livid.
With the thumb? Do you really think the thumb is gonna work?
He then shows Trent how you're properly supposed to hitchhike.
You wanna know how to get picked up? Watch this.
A truck stops for them, and they're able to catch a ride. You like that Borderlands reference? I like Borderlands. As they're driving on the road, they have small talk, make jokes. They're all just laughing, having fun. It's honestly a really nice scene. And all of a sudden, Simon...
You pulled us over for a reason, Zach. Let's get this out of the way. Unless you think I got Parkinson's.
So Simon spits on his hand and reaches over, but the trucker swats his hand away and stops him.
Oh, no thanks, Joey.
Why not?
He explains that if they were that desperate for a ride, then he would just do it out of the kindness of his heart. He's just a nice guy like that. But Simon takes offense to it.
Oh, okay, I see, Mr. Good Samaritan. What, my smooth hands aren't good enough for your fat, juicy trucker cock, huh?
Is my hand not good enough for that fat, juicy trucker cock? Oh my gosh. The trucker dodges the question, rightfully so, and further explains that his wife is Miss Golden Coconut of 2012, whatever that means. I guess it's like Miss America or something, but like local. And Simon decides to take a pot shot at his wife because he's just so butthurt.
Oh, that's what Jessica Simpson's up to now, huh? She picked us up under false pretenses.
The trucker jumps in and he says,
I do want to give him a handy second.
Well, it seems Joey's repressing his sexuality and acting out.
Oh, is that what it is, Dr. Phil?
listen to Simon's defense and tell me if it holds up.
Excuse me a minute. Wait, are you even suggesting for 1 minute that you think that I'm gay? Dude, that is so gay. Whip out your dick. I'm gonna suck that shit so good just to prove to you that I'm not gay. That's how comfortable I am with my sexuality. Come on, whip that shit out.
He tries to fucking go for it and almost causes a crash. So the trucker, obviously pulls to the side and tells them to get the fuck out. They blew it. They're done.
That's it. You boys are out of here.
Zach, please, we really need this ride.
I swallow.
In any other movie that has this kind of scene, the people we follow usually get kicked out and we have to have them walk or try to find another way to get where they're going. I love how it isn't the case in this movie. Trent just tells Simon to share some of his weed to make up for his transgressions, and it works. They have this little bit where they're all smoking and talking, and it just feels natural and really fun. I mean, look at the thing. I wish I was there with them.
It's some good shit, right? This thing's fun to drive. It's like a video game, only if you crash, you die.
I don't even smoke.
You're gonna get high on that.
They finally get to their stop, and so much smoke barrels out of the truck as soon as they open the door, even though the window is wide open, I think. We get introduced to these cops, and they are currently investigating a serial killer investigation. The candy corn killer. The male cop actor is very good, and he is just entertaining to listen to at points. The female cop is supposed to be one of those wacky characters that makes sex jokes, and it's just not funny, not one time.
You're going to uphold the law here. Probably need to know that. But the killer was never caught. The city embraced the old spooky charm of it and turned it into a little tourist trap. Except
I'm probably gonna refrain from even mentioning her unless it's important because she is just very lame. Our boys, Trent and Simon, enter the bar, and the female cop immediately profiles them as a couple shady white boys. They must be up to no good. What? Is this a switch up of racist cops? How funny. Not. Simon fucks off for a bit, I forget why, and Trent is on his phone trying to find them a place to live. All of a sudden, the funny haha cops put Trent into the counter because, of course, Trent's gotta be beaten down more. The cops decide to search Simon's bag and find his stash. The female cop makes the obvious "let me check his prostate for drugs" joke. I rolled my eyes initially, but Simon's quick response floored me.
I bet she's hiding more in his ass.
You think so?
Let me check.
No, it's okay. She can check.
No.
The cops are really more interested on why they came to Moose Heart in the first place because everyone treats this place like only criminals come here. Trent acts all nervous and gives them a quick answer like, we just wanted to move here and meet new people. It's honestly a little strange why he's acting all nervous to the question because he only moved here so he can get a new start in life. Everyone treated him like shit and everything around him was falling apart. That's how it's all presented, so you'd be right to be confused. Well, remember how Trent's dad was a serial killer? The movie's trying to do this thing where everyone treats him bad because his dad, and he's trying to hide that fact. With that context, it makes sense why he'd be all nervous to talk to the cops here, but the movie never shows that this is the case. His ex-girlfriend mentioned his dad earlier, but it was more in the sense of your chances of having a good life are fried like your dad. She isn't treating him badly because of his dad, she just used his dad's death as an insult. Even in the prison, when his dad was like, oh, carry on my work or whatever, none of the people in that room treated Trent like shit for it. If the movie did that and maybe had his girlfriend break up with him for that reason and not just because he's pathetic, I guess, this whole thing would make more sense. You're just gonna have to accept it. The cops drop their mean demeanor and are all like, oh, why didn't you say so? And are all welcoming. Those types of jokes suck and are just never funny. They still take Simon's weed and they go smoke his shit, so, I mean, that's kind of funny.
Let's go smoke that shit. Come on.
As they're all walking, they meet a man who is offering a room to potential roommates. He's a fat, smelly racist and lets them into his home to show them around. I say he's racist because he makes sure that they're not Jewish.
You Jews?
You say that like that's a bad thing, so no, we're not of Jewish persuasion.
Good. Come on in.
Jeez, great, an anti-Semite.
Even though Simon is a dumbass, no brain cell idiot in this movie, even he knows people like this guy are bad. You're just proving more and more why you're such a sexy stallion, Mr. Rex. Fatso introduces himself as Lloyd, and Trent spits some straight facts.
So what's your name, friend?
Hey, I'm Lloyd.
You smell like a Lloyd.
What?
Lloyd shows them their rooms. Simon's is implied to be very bad and not funny whatsoever, so I'ma just skip it. Trent's room is the master bedroom. It's actually a really nice room. I love the wall color. I wish mine was that color, but unfortunately mine is prison bland color. I hate Lloyd, but he makes a very good point here.
Hey, I thought you were against drug use, Lloyd.
Damn. Can't stand druggies. This is God's herb. Weed ain't drugs.
Simon asks where he can get some because his plugs are back where they came from. Lloyd lets him know, so Simon and Trent are off. They get to the spot and Trent decides he wants to grab a pumpkin from this little shop over here, so Simon can do his weed thing.
I got a pumpkin, so why don't you go do your weed thing?
Trent happens to see some booty, so he cleverly gets her attention. By the way, this is the song that they keep playing.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
I don't approve of the ass viewing, Trent, but that way to talk to her was very smooth, so I'll give you half credit. Whoa, it's the girl from the commercial that made Trent want to live here. Trent's trying to get to know her, and the second she mentions that she only did the commercial for her boyfriend, bro just tweaks out.
You okay?
On Simon's adventure, he happens across Patch. Patch is the plug that Lloyd mentioned, and he's played by a very familiar face. He asks him what he wants, and Simon tells him he needs his weed. He asks Simon if he's a cop, and Simon's like, do I look like a cop? The response is absolutely legendary.
And you a cop? I look like a cop?
No, you look like the 6th member of the Backstreet Boys.
To prove he's not a cop, Trent tried to pull his pants down to prove he isn't wearing a wire. Patch stops him because nobody wants to see that shit.
I'm flattered, but I don't do the male prostitution thing anymore.
What? Patch is pretty much the weed kingpin of Mooseheart and offers Simon a chance to sell and make some serious money. Simon accepts his offer. He debates on stealing the weed and running until he notices the gun, and his panic is so funny.
Smoke it? How could that plan backfire? Oh shit, he's packing heat.
Back to Trent, he's still trying to find the right pumpkin, and the girl tells him that she would love to carve the pumpkin with him. He tells her no because she has a man, but she clarifies that she doesn't.
No. I said that I did the commercial as a favor to my boyfriend at the time, but we broke up like a long time ago.
Trent does the, oh, that's great, horrible thing. Usually I hate that because it's cringy, but his line delivery works for me. She gives him her business card so he has her number, and it's a unaliving counselor card. Honestly, I'm surprised Trent hasn't called one by now, just in general. She leaves, and our boy Simon runs up, carrying the weed he's gonna sell. He explains the situation to Trent and asks about the girl he was talking to. Now, we are all caught up to speed with each other. A guy is speeding in his car and gets pulled over by the two cops from earlier. The guy is such a dick, but I love his line deliveries. I'm sure you can guess where this is going with the funny haha butt cop, but on the good side of it, the guy is fine with her doing it. The male cop runs up and is like, "Bro, what are you doing? Stop, there's nothing up there." But she does pull out a glass pipe, so that was kind of funny. The reason the male cop is freaking out is because the man this bitch is pretty much harassing is the mayor's son. I absolutely love how much of a dick he is to these guys. Honestly, they deserve it.
Yeah, let's see what we got. We got Johnson and Thompson. Now that I got that, I own you. How about you get that door for me, all right? Thank you so much. Now get your hands off the car. Thank you.
It's a pretty color.
Yeah.
Let me help you with the seatbelt, Colin.
Don't touch the car. Yeah. You guys have a great afternoon.
Back to our boy Trent. He's in the office of the town's judge trying to join his team because he's running for mayor. But pretty much he tells him no because he's an outsider and to go elsewhere for a job. Also to take his vote for me flyers. Trent goes to the unemployment's office and they just talk shit about the judge, calling him corrupt and all this bullshit. She tries to find a job for him, and one of the ones she finds is a unaliving counselor.
Suicide counselor.
Suicide counselor.
Yeah, but it's part-time, and the pay is...
Sounds good.
How convenient for Trent, huh? Oh shit, it's the guy from the commercial!
100% efficiency. Oh, damn it.
The mayor is not happy that someone is there, so tells Trent to come on over, and Trent tries, I guess.
Son, so you've just had your meeting and
He asks Trent if he's leaving with the job, and he tells him that he has to do an interview and stuff at the unaliving counselor building. The mayor tells him that he knows the guy and that Trent is hired because he says so. The mayor's satisfied that he can say that there is not unemployment in his town. He smiles and gives the camera a thumbs up. Once it's done rolling, he shows his true colors though.
my face again, and I will rip you a new asshole. Are you stupid? You're on that fucking short bus, aren't you? You're an idiot, and you're no better either. Don't be looking at him like he's stupid.
It cuts to Trent talking to the head of the unaliving counselor's office, and he explains that the mayor is blackmailing him into giving Trent a job.
It could have been anyone's penis!
It's time for Trent to try his hand and help a man feel better so he doesn't try to kick the bucket. How does it go? Well...
She left me for my stepbrother, who, from what I understand, is more well-endowed.
Oh, brutal. Maybe you should kill yourself.
Not great. He sees the girl from earlier and stares at her as he actually starts giving some good advice to our sad boy Adam.
That's what I'm thinking. There's nothing left for me on this earth.
I know that feeling. Although, just when you think there's no one out there for you, that's when you find them. Really? Oh, yeah. There's someone out there for everyone.
Until he fucking ruins it, of course.
Probably not you. But you never know. But most likely not.
Trent, you're fumbling this one real bad. Adam, however, gives him a hug and thanks Trent for the help. Well, I guess Trent didn't fumble it after all.
Break. So, are we still on top for the moment?
I guess not. Oh shit, he's alive.
You're responsible for these damages. Come out of your pocket.
Back at the judge's office, he just says and does things that are mustache twirly. It's very on the nose and not really funny, to be honest. Finally, Simon, you're back! Please, never leave us for that long. Your presence is bliss, my friend. They're helping clear out Lloyd's garage, I guess as payment for letting them bunk with them. It's not like they have money yet. Trent's just starting his job, and Simon also just started his dealing. Lloyd's being very picky where he wants that table, but Simon gets pissed and just drops it and pretty much tells him to deal with it. Simon updates us that he is planning on taking over and becoming the kingpin of Mooseheart. It cuts to Patch playing with his guns and watching a TV show. One of his cronies comes in and informs him,
All right, he got a whole new crew, selling all over town. Says he's gonna be the new king of the patch, not you.
Patch isn't very happy with the news and tells him that they are gonna start killing tomorrow.
Just like before, he who has the weed has the power.
Never a truer word said. Remember earlier when the girl Trent's talking to wanted to carve pumpkins with him? Well, they are finally doing it. To be honest, I didn't expect them to actually do it because I thought they forgot about it. She makes him put his hand in the pumpkin to try to get over his disgust. He's a braver man than me, I must say. And it leads to them holding hands and just about to kiss.
Wow.
Would you count that as a kiss? They didn't actually kiss, but they did make contact. The intentions was there to kiss, so would you count it as one? The girl's ex-boyfriend walks in and oh shit, it's the mayor's son. Wait, hold up. The woman was in a commercial with the mayor, and she said that the only reason she did it was because of her ex-boyfriend. Oh, the signs were already there. Well, shit. Safe to say, the douche and the girl are both not very happy. He's one of those toxic guys that acts like they're still together and is all big and bad. You know what I'm talking about. Honestly, the acting in this movie is really, really good, especially for the budget of this movie, and honestly, the type of movie this is in general. Trent steps up and tells him that women aren't property and that he's a big ol' meanie. Douche steps up and tells Trent that he better leave because he has ties with the cops and get him in serious trouble. This is Douche's house. He was just letting his girl live here, and now that he's back, he wants her back again, even if she doesn't. She tells Trent to just leave, and she'll call him tomorrow. Honestly, what can you do in that scenario? Douche is a political figure with more power than anyone around, other than his dad. Defeated, Trent is left with nothing to do other than tugging his tail behind his legs and leaving the house. Trent's actor isn't an amazing actor, but he is very decent, and I feel he honestly just fits the low-budget feel of this movie. I originally was like, they could have had someone better, but I don't know, his deadpan deliveries and how he awkwardly delivered some other lines, he just fits the kind of character he's playing. Good job, guy. More boring judge stuff. Gosh, he just is a nobody character. Nothing to mention. Let's just move on, to be honest. It's just bad businessman saying offensive and evil businessman stuff with no subtlety. But I guess the scene isn't so bad because we get our first kill of the movie. A figure walks into his office and, that's our killer? Are you serious? This is no way that this is what they came up with. You could have just had one of those shitty off-brand Jason masks. But no, you have to implant your fetish into my brain. Thanks. I hate it. The judge gets chased around his office building until he enters the courtroom. I guess he's got a headache because he keeps grabbing his head and groaning. There are some ghost activity happening here, so it isn't just a man in a suit, I think. But why a baby man? I don't get it. He thinks he's safe until the big baby appears behind him and stabs him. Look at these blood effects. They are so cool. That totally doesn't look like jelly. Look at it. That isn't even liquid. That's straight jam, dude. I know that the budget was $450,000, but fake bottles of blood aren't that expensive at the store, especially during Halloween time. Whatever, the stupid judge character nobody cared about is dead now. How sad. Trent is walking home all sad until he gets a call from an unknown number. The girl calls him back because douche left. This is one of the most weirdest scenes I've ever seen. It's so softcore that it's uncomfortable. Like, if you're gonna grab it, then fucking grab it. And the faces Trent's making. Dude, stop! Turns out he was grabbing Lloyd's ass in his sleep, and Lloyd was absolutely having no problem with that. Gosh, his whiteys are stained too. So fucking nasty. He was just stealing Trent's light bulb.
Gotta get that doorknob fixed.
My boy Simon is on the couch messing with his stash as Lloyd is watching TV. A man runs in and daps up Simon. This is Simon's helper of the dealing. His name is Quincy. He calls him his number 2, which is accurate because I'm his number 1. Me and Simon are so tight, he is my boy. Wait a minute! Quincy is Jay from Jay and Silent Bob! What the hell are you doing in this movie? I guess he smelt weed and flew here like a cartoon character smelling a nice pie on a windowsill. They get a knock at the door and it's the cops from earlier. Oh boy, here we go. Jay takes the weed and runs away to go hide it. They let the cops in, and you may be wondering why the cops are here specifically. Well, the judge was murdered yesterday, and it just so happened to happen shortly after these two suspicious Wonder Bread came to town. The cops explain the death, and Lloyd jumps in all excited.
Fantastic! The killings are back! Just like in the 80s, that haunted era that made this town what it is.
The guy's already a monster, so are you really surprised? The cops are rightfully suspicious of him. To be honest, I would too after that, but he immediately points at Trent and Simon. Oh, hell no, you did not just accuse my boy of such a crime. Just look at that cheeky face. He'd never do anything wrong. The cops are also suspicious of them because of what I said a bit ago. They leave, but not before telling the boys not to leave town at all until the crime is solved. This is when Trent reminds us that his father was a killer and that he fears it's only a matter of time before the cops find out and just blame him for the murders just so they can close the case. Okay, when I say it out loud like that, I guess it isn't too outlandish of a fear, I suppose. Trent suggests that they catch the killer so they cannot be blamed for the murders. Simon questions it like, oh, you want to catch the killer so we can protect your secret identity? Which in every single movie ever would be the reason, but Trent says something I didn't expect and you would never hear in any other horror movie. Ever.
And because there's a fucking killer on the loose, these idiot cops aren't gonna catch him.
It's very clever and is one of my favorite lines in any horror movie whatsoever, if you can classify this as a horror movie, I guess. Simon is very skeptical on the whole idea, but Trent feels it's the only way that they'll get out of this okay. And by get out of this, I mean not murdered or blamed as murderers. You can tell from this point on, if you didn't sniff it out before, but they are at some point setting up for a liar reveal trope where Simon's love interest finds out he was lying and now he's got to make it up to her. You've seen this song and dance a nauseam amount of times, and unfortunately this movie's version feels very forced and last minute. Maybe if they used the fact that his dad being a killer has ruined his life even a little bit, then maybe it could have slightly worked, but they didn't. They had a thing at the very, very beginning where he heard his dad's voice in his head and shit, but that was the one time. It's like they forgot about his dad being a killer and only remembered it when they didn't know what else they could put into the script, so they came up with a last-minute liar reveal trope. Fuck you. But I still love this movie, though. Anyway, Trent is checking out baby masks at the store until he sees the girl he likes talking to someone else. He pulls a simp move and jumps in and interrupts their convo, making the other girl leave. This is a real iDubbbz move, if you ask me. We get a montage of the girl trying on different costumes for Halloween, but the music they chose just sounds like stock music I'd use in my videos. She tells him that it's his turn to do an outfit montage, but Trent saves us by just grabbing one and saying fuck it. Next is Simon J. and, am I seeing that right? Andy Malala? What are you doing here? I remember seeing him in this movie when I was a kid, and it just blew me away. They just are just standing there wheeling and dealing. Jay and Simon are trying to think of ways to get people to know they exist, but they are coming up with ideas that'll get them caught by the cops, and Andy tells them that.
It's like telling the feds, come arrest us, come take us to jail. I don't want to go back to jail, all right? Oh my God, I cannot believe fucking Poppy set me up with a bunch of fake pussy-ass gangsters.
Damn, Andy. No prisoners, huh? The mayor's son pulls up to buy some kush and asks our boy who he is because he doesn't recognize him. He tells him and that he's Trent's stepbro and they moved here. The mayor is all like, oh, I know him. I know everything about him. And then Simon made me cringe for the first time ever by mentioning Trent's dad. Oh boy, you know where this is going. He informs Douche about the thing Trent is hiding because he thought they were pals. They are indeed not pals. At least we get this amazing line.
Hey, I got 50 bucks, dude. That guy was rich. Hey, we're all going to Denny's, motherfucker.
It's nighttime now, and Trent and his lady friend are holding hands and walking together. The girl is really good at acting, and she feels so natural in this movie. Listening to her banter honestly makes me kind of want a movie where it's just these two and their love growing. Amazing job in this movie, Michelle Mueller, I think it's how you say it. Mueller?
Bueller.
Amazing job in this movie, Michelle. You did way too well for this movie. They share a smooch and join this little get-together group. Unfortunately, Douche is there. Oh no. They tell spooky stories, but instead of actually telling us a story, they play this really unfitting music over top. This scene is honestly a bit boring and I couldn't stop looking away. It goes on for so long and it's never once funny. They finally stop the unfunny bit, and now it's time for Douche to tell a story. Thankfully, he sits there with his mouth shut. So they skip him, and now it's Trent's girl's turn. As she's telling her story, Trent tries his hardest to think of a story, and the way he speaks is almost exactly how I'd speak in my head in this type of situation.
Okay, you're next. You've got a decent story. Just to be safe, I'll go over it one last time. I have time for that, right? Yeah, she just started her story, so I have...
It was awesome.
It hits very deep with me. The story ends a lot faster than he was hoping for. Well, good luck, Trent. Let's see what you got.
For the approval of the Midnight Association, I submit the keyhole.
Ooh.
Stop copying, right? Now, a weary business traveler, he walks into this desolate...
Of course, we don't get to hear the story, but everyone reacts to it like it's the greatest story ever told. Gosh, I hate it. It's so stupid in a bad way. I hate it.
All right. Now that we're done with that dog and pony show, I have a story of my own.
Oh, gosh damn it. I bet you can guess what the story is called.
Have you ever heard of the Bridgeport Butcher?
Yep. We're doing this. He goes on to tell that the killer's son is born out of pure evil and makes up all this bullshit to make him sound bad. He even links it to the Mooseheart killings. This is where Douche tells everyone the truth. Trent confesses, but to be honest, the fact people are treating him like shit for it is very forced and unnatural. Just because his dad is a killer doesn't mean he is. I don't care what you say. The the son shouldn't be blamed for the sins of the father. The fact his love interest gets mad at him honestly ruins the respect I had for her character. I'm sure you can understand why Trent isn't bragging about the fact that his dad is a murderer. Nobody would be proud of that. They'd be ashamed and would try their best to avoid anything to do with it. This is the worst part of the movie because nobody acts like real people here. It's so dumb. The nice chick that got shat on by everybody I didn't mention is a bad actor, and you just see it, okay?
Wait, please, I swear I wasn't gonna inhale. I swear. I'm a virgin.
It's not great, and the fact Trent left not even 15 seconds ago and can't hear her screams. Trent got some selective hearing, it seems. She dies, and the effects are bad, but I guess better than the judges, I think. Next, we are at Patch's auto shop, and so is the baby. Wait, I thought Patch was gonna kill people the next day. We just went through the day, and he didn't do shit. Did they forget? Probably, honestly. Not gonna lie, it was very, very badass to see that he knew the baby was coming and he turned around and swung as he got close. It was really cool and unexpected. I still don't see why he didn't use the gun though. He could have done the whole cool turnaround thing and shot the baby. Whatever, dude. That's why your head gets cut off in Breaking Bad, asshole. Patch tries his best to take down this baby. He even unmasks and sees who it is, but ultimately he is stabbed a fuck ton. Patch dies and the baby emotes on him. How tragic. The next day, Trent is sitting outside the girl's house trying to talk to her.
You ran out pretty quick the other night.
Could you blame me?
Yes, bitch, I can blame you. You are judging him by his dad's actions and treating him like shit, even though he was nothing but nice to you.
Look, I am who I am. My father was who he was. It's not fair to judge me on that.
That's what you think I'm doing.
It's what everybody's doing. And that's why I came to Mooseheart. I thought I can get a fresh start. I figured a town with such a morbid history might actually accept me, and I was wrong.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get it at all. This has nothing to do with your father's past. This has everything to do with you lying. And you don't lie. Not to me.
He didn't even lie to you as you're saying he did. You never asked him if his dad was a killer, and he said no. He hesitated at the party, but he was ultimately honest. He never once lied to you or betrayed you. So yes, bitch, I can blame you. Trent, you're too good for her, honestly. Find yourself a queen, not a judgmental bitch. He apologizes and tells her that it isn't fair that she's treating him bad for his dad's actions, rightfully so. But she tries to spin it like, it's not that, you just should have told me. But it's like, do I need to say more? I feel I've bitched about this enough. Trent, seriously, she is just a fucking asshole, and you definitely deserve better, my man. Trent and Simon later that night go to the murder scene of Patch, which for some reason doesn't have a single cop around. I feel if the murder happened last night, they'd still be investigating the crime scene, but what do I know? They are trying to find clues so that they can catch that damn killer.
Hey, look at me, dude. I'm Patch. He who has the weed has the power.
Quit fucking around, man. We're supposed to be looking for clues.
Trent tells him to stop fucking around, but Simon tells him that he isn't gonna find anything that the cops haven't found, so what they're doing is kinda dumb. Trent then asks why he is there. Well, he has an answer for that.
To get his weed shit, and from what I remember, dead people don't smoke weed that much.
Based. For some reason, the cops left all the weed and shit there, which isn't what would happen, but whatever. I can look past that, I guess. Trent realizes that there is candy corn on the floor, but isn't sure what it could mean. He sits there and thinks about shit until he realizes that there was another person that came to town around the same exact time that they did. Douche. This is where Trent finds out that Simon told Douche about his dad. Simon explains that Douche told him that he knew everything about Trent, so he thought he already knew, but Trent is not having it. He gets so pissed that he straight up punches Simon. Not cool, dude. Nobody ever lays a hand on my boy. And I thought we were cool. Trent blames Simon, but Simon, not being a blockhead for once, throws it back into his face and tells him that it's actually Trent's fault.
You ruined everything! You ruined everything because you wanted to move to this shithole town because you're too much of a pussy to face the music! You're not even my real brother.
Thank God for that.
You better hope you didn't break this nose. This is a fucking Picasso! Piece of shit.
He isn't wrong, though. Honestly, I'm on Simon's side because Trent is kind of being a big asshole. I'm understanding that it was scummy of Simon to say something. He should have just left it in the past. But the punch to the face and stuff just isn't necessary in my eyes. Even when it comes to that girl Trent liked, she's a shallow bitch now and he should just move on from her. Trent started off as really sympathetic and you wanted to see him win. But right now, he's just being a big old baby with Simon and a simp for a bitch who is very judgmental. Next, the mayor is talking about the murders, but is underplaying the whole ordeal and says that the Halloween party will still commence. A question nobody asked.
Nobody asked.
Trent waves to a neighbor, but he treats him bad for his dad. Oh my god. But the same neighbor gets murdered a second later, and Trent even sees the killer trying to pull the body inside. He runs over, and the killer runs inside without even closing the door. Trent runs up to go after him, but I guess decides not to, and he starts to talk to the dead guy. The guy dies not even a second later, and Trent still continues to stand there for a long time instead of going after the killer. At this point, you're just asking for it, Trent. Bonnie, do you think Trent is a good protagonist or not? Because I wanted to root for him for so long, but right now he's just blowing it pretty fucking hard. What do you think? Okay. Trent goes over to his love interest's house and explains that the toothpick he found at the murder scene links Douche to the murders.
That tiny little toothpick killed all those people. Really.
Connor's toothpick?
He asks where Douche is, and she explains that he is getting ready for the party with his mayor daddy. She finally stops being a fucking judgmental asshole and tells Trent that she's joining him on his journey, so they're off. Honestly, they shouldn't have even had that scene where she got mad at him because it led to nothing. It gets resolved around 10 minutes later, and it just makes me kinda hate the girl when I originally was singing her praises earlier. The next scene, Simon and Jay are talking about how since they have all the weed, they have all the power. So they're trying to come up with ways to run this town. The cops are all roll up behind them. Jay starts freaking out saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna go back to prison," and tries to run away. Simon tells him to stay and to play it cool. The idiot cops that are not funny whatsoever walk up to the doors and hilariously Simon and Jay start video recording them so they can't do anything corrupt. They treat it like a vampire being sprayed with holy water and they fucking book it. It was amazing, I must admit. It's time for the Halloween party, and there is nobody here.
Where is everyone?
Well, nothing like a serial killer on the leash to dampen spirits.
Psst. What she's really means is that they really couldn't afford any more extras. They talk to this chick who's there, and she's dressed like that one chick everyone shat on and got murdered.
Cool costume. Who are you supposed to be?
Brittany.
Oh, I like that one.
They race off to where the mayor and Douche is, and the cops roll up for some reason. Plot convenience. And Trent tells them to arrest Douche because he is the murderer. The cops ask the mayor what he wants to do, and the mayor tells them to arrest Trent and the girl instead.
I want you to arrest them, and I want you to tase them.
Fuck that.
Not wanting to be shocked, they book it. Unfortunately, it was short-lived.
Madison! Madison, are you okay?
Let's go and get him in the car.
Well, fuck. The mayor goes on this villain monologue how Douche will one day not only run Mooseheart, but America too, and it's just so cringe. I won't subject you to it because I don't want to see it again. The mayor and Douche go into the city hall building. Lloyd does some really fucked up shit that's not funny whatsoever, so I'm gonna skip it. Simon runs up and asks where Trent is, and Lloyd explains that he's arrested and is the #1 suspect, to be the murderer. Simon tells Lloyd he needs his help to free Trent, which I feel a trash bag would be more helpful than Lloyd, but whatever, Simon. The police have our troubled lovers in the back seat. Trent says he's got this, so let's see what he's got.
Really? That's what you got?
Any second now.
Seriously, stop it.
It took me a second, but I finally realized his ass is trying to break the cuffs by pulling them apart. Trent, are you serious, dude? As they're driving to the station, Lloyd catches their attention by being weird on the sidewalk. Obviously, they stop and check him out.
Oh, we got room in the back for one more.
All right, let's do it.
In all honesty, I wish they would arrest Lloyd and he actually stays in prison by the end of the movie. They approach him and ask what's going on. Lloyd is confused why they are here and doesn't know anything, so they tell him they gotta search his shit because he looks like he's tweaking. They make the 4th "let me search his asshole" joke here, and it wasn't even funny the first time. Literally, the second she whipped out her glove, I rolled my eyes and was like, really? As they're distracted, Simon sneaks his way over and tries to pry the door open, before realizing he could just open it. It's so fucking stupid. Simon gets them out of the car, and you may be wondering, how are they gonna get the cuffs off? Well, Simon's got it covered.
We're gonna get these cuffs off. Don't worry, Quincy knows how to shoot them off. Come on.
Trent says he's sorry for earlier, and Simon is all forgiving. They leave the scene and go to the mayor's office. Trent and the gang fly into his office, and the mayor asks why they aren't in jail. Trent dodges the question and asks where he is.
Where is he? Who? You know damn well who.
He has gorgeous eyes, great physique, most likely well endowed.
Simon explained to Douche that exact way to Trent back at Patch's auto shop. Douche is in his office, so they run off, but not without leaving the girl with the big-ass dude who can easily overpower her. Real smart, Trent. They find Douche and confront him. Bro's just chillin', smoking a spliff. They accuse him of being the murderer.
Why'd you kill all those people, hot stuff, huh?
Wait, you think I killed all those people? Thank you.
Douche is confused about the accusation, but thanks Simon for the compliment. He shows Douche the toothpick and tells him he found it at Gary's place. The guy who, gave him a dirty look and got killed 2 seconds later. Simon gives him some advice.
You know, you really should stop chewing toothpicks. It's a bad habit, and it's gonna ruin that perfect smile. Just saying.
I know, it's a bad habit I picked up from my dad. Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Back at the mayor's office, he's on the phone telling the SWAT team to get here. After he gets off the phone, he becomes very, very creepy with her, and I'm not going to show you it because it's not good to watch. That's when she stands up for herself and tries to fight back. She does get some hits on him. His defense leaves much to be desired. I feel that wasn't in the script. That is definitely her asking him, what the fuck? She goes for a kick and he floors her. Honestly, that was really well acted. I'll give them that. Wait, that knocked her out? Are you for real? What the fuck ever, dude? The mayor opens his KFC bucket and there's the mask and knife. It was the mayor all along! Are you surprised? Whoa! The only person I feel that could have pulled off this twist was Andy from earlier in the movie. The mayor gets on top of her and goes for the kill. Is it just me, or does that knife look fake as fuck? I don't know what it is, but it just does not look real. Before he can kill her, Trent runs in and tackles his ass. He gives Trent the elbow and goes for the knife. We get a close-up and look at it! The knife looks like plastic or some other soft material. He raises the knife to stab Trent, but Douche jumps in and stabs his dad. The mayor is like, "Are you kidding me?"
So sorry.
Why did you do this?
You were gonna stab that dickhead.
Then the mayor says, "I thought the gays were supposed to be peaceful." Douche is taken aback and is shocked that he knew.
Wait a minute, you know?
Oh, please, of course I know. I was hoping that Madison could turn you, but, well, she's just not hot enough.
No, she's not.
You're totally hot enough.
What is this movie? The neighbor that Trent found the toothpick on was the same guy who is the head of the unaliving counselor's office from earlier, and the reason he was killed was because he was gonna go public about the blackmail. I really liked that it was set up and it was, you know, it actually makes sense. It was really clever. I like that. Some things in this movie are very creative, and I've pointed out other examples before, but I want to express that I may hate some of the tropes that they do in this movie and the jokes with Lloyd, but there are some talented writers on this team, and I wanted to just highlight it. You did great, writers, for the most part.
And what about Pilmington?
Like, he was running against me for mayor. Hello!
I mean, that one is just kind of self-explanatory. Simon asks why Patch, and he tries to say the famous saying, but Simon tells him to shut up because he knows the saying by now.
What about that poor Brittany girl?
Seriously. You want me to explain that to you?
No. We get that one.
Bro, really? The mayor says he did it for Mooseheart and all this bullshit, but it's just a bunch of cope. He asks if he's the candy corn killer, and he says that he is indeed not the candy corn killer. The mayor apologizes, but who really cares? He is funny though, because he keeps screaming for Douche and saying, "Where are you?" even though he's right there.
Yes, Dad.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Simon just starts filming for some reason, for the meme, I guess. The mayor told them to just say he was another victim of the killer so they can keep the mystery of Mooseheart alive. Obviously, no one in their right mind would do that.
We're not seriously gonna just sweep this under the rug.
Yeah,
Why?
he's the hero that Mooseheart needs. Our silent guardian, our watchful protector.
There's no way this shit is real, I'm telling you. The girl calls him her protector and shit, but man, it feels so forced. Simon walks over to Douche and, well,
Stupid movie references. I don't even own a CD. Take me to the Lambo.
the cartoon style comes back as Jake opens the door for Trent and the girl. As they drive, a car speeds past them, and you can see it's our boys Simon and Douche making out as they drive. Aww, how lovely. Before the credits roll, there is one more scene. The baby pops up, and we go back to the mayor's office. It's revealed Lloyd was the candy corn killer and is now the new mayor. Him becoming the mayor is such a Butch Hartman ending. Am I sure that Butch Hartman didn't write this movie? And also, him being the candy corn killer, are you really surprised? Did you remember seeing the bed crib with the handcuffs? Are you really surprised that he's the candy corn killer? Dude's already a monster, and I fucking hate him so much. I just wish he wasn't in this movie. Gosh, I hate Lloyd. And that's the end of the movie. The best way I can describe Halloweed is not perfect by a long shot. It has some flaws and jokes that suck ass, but overall is an extremely fun and hilarious ride. I love this movie to bits, and I'm so glad to know that I still love it today. For a movie that was made on a $450,000 budget, I feel they got the most out of what they could have and succeeded more often than they failed. This movie isn't for everyone, but it's one that shouldn't be forgotten, and honestly is one of those movies you should watch every once in a while with your friends. That's my review on Halloweed. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I have convinced you to give this movie a chance. Simon Rex is one of those guys that I find myself really idolizing, and he is one of my favorite people on earth. I hope one day I'll get to meet him and get an autograph from him. I tried to reach out on Instagram a couple times to see if he'd do a cameo in this video, but, you know, I'm a nobody, so obviously he didn't reach out. But with that, have a wonderful Halloween, and make sure to fill your belly up with lots of tasty candy. I'm feeling very hungry, and my pot is looking quite empty without any meat. Happy Halloween, and get the fuck out of my cellar, hoe ass.